Hello, and welcome. My name is MiniBetrayal, and this is Factorio Megabase, where in the last episode I got rid of most things. So yeah, I still have my outposts, I still have my smelting and oil refining and my power, and I'm getting a few attacks again. If you would just have a look at pollution, the biters have been expanding into pollution range. No, it could be a lot worse. Since I've turned my base off, I'm obviously making less pollution than I was, but I should go and quickly repair those turrets. This, by the way, this was just a quick test I was doing of some concrete textures. You'll notice they are not the default textures. Well, they sort of are, sort of aren't. So I have a mod installed called Concrete Texture, which fiddles with the concrete textures to make them look a little bit better. And I also got another mod which, when you place concrete down, it makes sure that like these little plant decorations and anything like that, they go away. By default, I'm not sure if it's a percent chance or something, but it doesn't always go away. Sometimes you end up with like dead trees and things on top of concrete, which looks awful. But anyway, so this is actually the stone brick texture. I think this is actually the default concrete texture, but they are stone bricks. This is concrete, and this is refined concrete. So at least the way I've got it set up, that's what it looks like. So yeah, I was just playing around to see what looks best on top of what. I think I'm going to stick with refined concrete because I like it. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Today, I am going to basically turn this entire base into a mall, really. So I've got a list. I've got a list of things over there. I've also made a handwritten list of things I actually want to do. So I'm going to start off by picking up this concrete, and then we'll go and make some circuits. I'm going to make a lot of circuits. So actually, let me read out what I've got written on my list while I'm waiting for the box to do that. So on my list I have green circuits, red circuits, blue circuits, modules, and assembly machines. In that order, because we need the speed modules for the level 3 assembly machines. We also need roboports and robots, for which we need flying robot frames, for which we need batteries, electric engine units, and engine units. We also want the logistic chests. We need furnaces, refineries, chem plants, and one I've missed off my list. I don't know if I specifically need it. Well, I suppose I don't need it, but I'll add it in anyway, and that is... my pen's not working. Centrifuges. And also radars, laser turrets, belts and pipes, inserters, concrete, trains and rails, and of course stations and things like that. Power poles. So far we've only been using the basic power poles. We'll set up some production of medium, big, and substations. And for power production, we want heat pipes, heat exchangers, nuclear reactors, and steam turbines. Okay, so where am I? Over here. So basically, all my stuff that was in the base is now in these boxes over here, and I handcrafted 100 logistics bots just so I don't have to search through here if there's something I specifically want to get. First up, we want some green circuits. So let me make sure I've got everything I need for that. I don't need concrete on me just yet. So let's get rid of that. I don't need them. And I don't need them either. Just get rid of a bunch of that. Okay, so what I do want is... I will be upgrading these to level 3s, but I don't have level 3s yet. So I need some assembly machines. I need some inserters. And I need some power poles. Again, I'll have to upgrade these. Actually, maybe I should do power poles first. What does the power poles need? I know the substation wants advanced circuits. Copper, iron. Yeah. We'll stick with my original plan of doing the circuits first. And I've already got belt components, I believe. Yes, okay. What I don't need though is yellow components or red components. I'll keep yellow belts on me for now. I certainly don't want any red belts. Okay, so I've tidied things up a bit over here as well. So we have got stone, copper, steel, iron, stone brick, and coal. Now, from this point on, they are all blue belts, but I haven't gone back to upgrade them to blues. So, if we're following the copper down, remember, these aren't actually blue lines, these are like red lines. I'm just using blue belts. That one here is actually just a yellow line that becomes blue. These ones here are mixed from two blue lines. The iron, there's a random blue belt in the middle of that. The iron comes from this empty one, which has no inputs at the moment. I'm sure we'll fix that at some point. This iron comes from a higher level one. And yeah, that's just a yellow belt down there. So we don't have nearly as much iron. And yeah, I think that's everything I need to say before we start. Other than the fact... Ooh. Huh. Give me, please, some ammunition. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, I've also got a little bit of a cold, so apologies in advance for any sniffing. I will do my best to edit that out where possible. Have I got stuff on me just to... Yeah, I'll just build another one. Okay, so first up, green circuits. So, don't need them anymore. In fact, I'll empty that, otherwise I'll have bots trying to give me stuff all the time. Okay, so I'm going to do a fairly standard thing for that. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, with copper cable and green circuits with the relevant inserters. Like that, we will power it. And we'll give it inputs and outputs as well. I don't want that to be that anymore. I am working with blue things. So, stupid mouse sensitivity. Blue belts, blue undergrounds, blue splitters. Okay, so that is going to be an input line of copper. That is going to be an input line of iron. This is going to be an output line of green circuits. And then copy. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on the other side as well. So we'll just switch it around where it needs to go, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, did not take nearly enough assembly machines with me. Let's steal some more. What else am I missing here? I am missing more inserters. That should be easy enough. Maybe I should have left these in my logistics request. Okay, I think that's all good. So then what we'll do, we'll copy all of that and stick down another one right next to it, because we need a lot of green circuits. I have a sneaking suspicion I'm going to run out of blue belts very quickly. Okay, so let's hook this up to some form of power. We stretch across there, yep. There we go. Oh, these don't hook up across the middle. That's alright, let's come down here to do that. We've got some tidying up to do down this side anyway. Okay, that gets rid of all the flashing. Now we need to feed in copper on that line, iron on this line, iron on that line. Copper on both of these lines. iron on this line, iron on that line, and copper on that line. How many? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we've got 10 belts there. It's kind of annoying, but I'm going to take all of that and move it down a bit to there. Okay, so that is getting built. Of course, all my bots are waiting to charge because I'm using like hundreds of them, and I've only got 2 roboports up there at the moment. Also, just quickly, I moved these 2 belts down a bit just to give myself a bit more space to work with. Okay, so we want copper coming in there, and there as well, and there, and there. Okay, so I somewhat doubt this is going to be enough copper to keep all of that supplied. In fact, I pretty much know it isn't, but we'll live with it for now. And then we'll do iron, and iron, and iron, and iron. That. Okay, and that should at least be enough to get us some green circuits coming in. So what I will do, actually, let's just, we'll give the green circuits somewhere to go. Well, they're not backing up. What I think I'll do, it's a little bit ganky, but I'll just do this kind of thing. Okay, well, that's giving us some green circuits. Okay, so for red circuits, we need plastic. Now, coming up here, this is where our petrol's coming in. We also need coal for plastic, and this is where our coal is. So let's bring the coal over this way, and I guess we just send that north. Is coal needed for anything else? I think it is. So what I'll do, where's the, that's where I want to hop under, from there to there. Okay, so coal up there, and right, chemical plants. I don't have any chemical plants on me, so let's change that. Right, so how should we do this? I'm thinking we do something along these lines. With some inserters to give these guys coal. I'm just going to do 8 machines. I can always double it up later if I need to. Pipes thusly. Oh, I'm out of pipes. Yeah, everything is in storage at the moment. This is why I made the logistics bot, so I don't have to go hunting through there to find out where I put my pipes. Okay, slight problem with that. These guys have no access to power because I don't yet have big power poles. Okay, let's do this slightly differently. Okay, so with a little change around like that, that gives us space for power in the middle and at the edges. That'll do. Okay, so we need to connect this to power, like that. And then we need to give it some petrol, which is this one. So petrol comes in from there. Just extend that up by 1.
I have a sneaking suspicion that running back here to grab all of the things that I've put in storage is going to get quite old quite fast. Oh, by the way, the pistols, my life count, I've put in a separate box, just so, just so we can keep an eye on that. Okay, that should be making us some plastic. Excellent. Right, now we have everything we need to make red circuits. So let's hop up here to where I put this guy, which apparently we can finish building now. We'll copy that. Oh, we'll let my bots get back in. Run down and place a couple of these. Okay, so I have popped that down and upgraded it to blue belts. So I should just now be able to stick down another couple of these. Okay, so somewhat as expected, I have run out of blue belts. So luckily, I don't actually need those ones. Does that give me enough to finish this section? Nearly. I've also run out of fast inserters. Okay, I scrounged up a last blue belt to get that working, but we're going to have to tie it in with yellow belts. So let's stick that back to yellow belts. I will upgrade it later as soon as I get the chance. Okay, so let's remind ourselves how this works. Now, I think what I will do... You know what, I've actually changed my mind. I'm not going to use that. Because I've gone to all the trouble of making all of those hundreds of green circuits. Let's use them instead. Because these ones make it on site, meaning I only have to feed in the copper and the plastic. But yeah. Okay, so we'll go for the other standard. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did not count that right. That's 4, that's 8, so that's 7. With a copper cable at the top. The others making red circuits. And then inputs and outputs. And I'll do this with yellows because I'm running out of blues at the moment. Again, we'll upgrade it later. And then we want... Okay, so there's that as an advantage. It uses less blue belts. I think it uses fewer blue belts, I should say. Alright, so we want some of that to come down. We actually need to bring our plastic down as well. What else is plastic used for? Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything else base building wise that plastic is used for. I'm sure it must be. But I think it all gets turned into red circuits first. Oh, because I can't think of anything, let's just bring it straight down, I guess. Like that. Okay, and then I'll actually give it the red inserters that I forgot. So, you want one, you two, and then you want one there, I think. Then that should, fingers crossed, give us enough enough stuff to have all of those machines working. Why isn't this one working, but the one below it is? That's odd. Oh, because they're blue belts, they do need blue inserters. They don't need blue outserters. But, yeah, okay. So, then what we do, we copy... and we paste. I think 4 of those modules is enough to be getting on with. Excellent. Okay. Now, blue circuits. Actually, firstly, where do we want the red circuits to actually go? We will put them on a line that goes under there. So in fact, let's just have that go like that instead. Okay, red circuits. Blue circuits. Now I do like this setup, but again, we're making all the red and green circuits elsewhere. Let's just try the naive approach. So if we go 1, 2, how many is that? 9. They're made in 10 seconds, so let's have 10 of them. Blue circuits, please. Whereabouts is sulfuric acid made? It's almost directly in line, actually. Let's see if we can line that up perfectly. You know what? I'm extremely happy with that. Okay, so we will give it an input, because these want... It doesn't need that, because it only needs 2 circuits per second, 2 green circuits per second, that is. Yeah, let's just stick with... Let's stick with the blue inserters for now. So we want a pipe. Where's a pipe? There's a pipe. Copy, paste. Yeah, so sulfuric acid is still being made. Not yet, actually, because remember we need to reconnect to iron. So we'll do that in a second. Okay, so they will come up and they need an output, and then we need an input with some green circuits on one side and some red circuits on the other. Copy and paste, 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 paste. Don't need those last bits on the end. Oh, and I am short on 3... Why is it an odd number? 3 underground pipes. Okay. Oh. That one's kind of important. Okay, so that will give us some blue circuits. It's not going to be much at all. Actually, in theory, we are supplying 7.5 green circuits per second at the moment. Each machine uses 2 per second, so 10 machines, they want... No, I'm working this backwards. How many can I support on 7.5 per second? It should be like 2, 4, 6, 3 and a bit. Yeah, we'll get some blue circuits out of it. Okay, right, so let's reconnect the iron up north before we forget about that. Where does that want to go? Right, that wants to come in on a line here. Okay, yeah, so I'm still using blue undergrounds and splitters where I can, because I can afford them. And it's therefore less work to upgrade it later. But yeah, so it's gonna look a little bit weird in places, but it should do the job. Okay, and I believe this is already all set up over here to start making sulfuric acid again when the iron eventually gets there. There we go. Excellent. Okay, so let's cross things off my list. That's green circuits done, red circuits done, blue circuits done. Okay, next I think it would be a good idea to use up all of the iron and do belts. So yeah, here's a nice space for belts. Right, so we'll do a similar kind of setup again, although I think I want to make a few more gears this time. So let me sort of plan this out and I'll show you what I come up with. Okay, I think this works, so let me show you what's going on. So first things first, we have 3 inputs down here, 1, 2 and 3. So both of these will be inputting iron plates. This one will get some green circuits. We also have an input over here for red circuits, just for the purposes of the blue splitters. Okay, so most of the iron comes down this way and is just turned straight into gears. So this belt down here is just iron plates. It gets gears, it goes into gears, gears and gears. This belt here is just iron plates. It goes into the same gears, and also these ones up here. And some remaining iron plates, if there are any at this point, get merged onto the belt over here with green circuits, where they will also be used to make gears. But in fact, I am going to put that back exactly where it was because it looks much better. Probably less efficient, but anyway, these guys also use plates and circuits. They don't use circuits, but they use plates and circuits as well. However, oh, I did miss a thing. They both use yellow belts, so I need a way of getting the yellow belts from there. Let me tweak this and I'll get back to you. Okay, tweak made. So the yellow belts, they'll output into this buffer chest here, which you can see is also requesting yellow belts. And so any spare yellow belts in the system will be requested to this chest, unless I personally request them myself, in which case then they can be taken out of that chest and sent to me. This inserter is set to be enabled only when there are no yellow belts in that chest, so I'm not unnecessarily making yellow belts. The yellow belts are then passed via these red inserters to the splitters, and this should be a yellow underground belt. Yep, that's right. To the splitter and underground belt on the edge, so they get their plates, their belts, and this one here gets its circuits. Then also these ones here, they have similar buffer requests for, again, that one should be a yellow underground. Yep. Pointless fact for you. Underground is the only word in the English language that both begins and ends with the letters U-N-D. Okay, and then the three yellow components are then passed into the red component makers. So that gets its yellow undergrounds, this gets its yellow belts, this gets its yellow splitters. They pull gears off the two belts going up the centre, as does this one here actually. It pulls gears off the ones going up the centre. And the splitter, this iron and green circuit mixed belt, this underground here, not only does it take the belt over to the red splitters, but it also filters off the green circuits, so only the green circuits go up that far. So then they're all made. Similar setup there with the buffer chests set to grab all of the red components they can get their hands on, and the inserters set to enable only if there's nothing in the chest, so I'm not making them unnecessarily. And then they go up to the blue components, which is where the red circuits filter in over here for the purposes of the blue splitter. Again, they get their gears from the two belts running up the middle, and I've given them stack inserters because they need a lot of gears, and they get lubricant, which have actually worked out quite nicely because this is also where lubricant is. And then they get put into passive provider chests. So now, in theory, all they need to do is plug this in, right? Let's see how badly this breaks. Okay, so everything's going in. The iron plates are going where I need them. That's good. Are they making their way up to the end? The gears are making their way up to the end. Okay, I've made a blue belt. Still waiting on the red circuits, so that's not connected, that's why they're not coming. There we go, now the blue circuits, now the red circuits are on their way up. Have I made one of these yet? No, because you haven't gotten any gears. Why haven't you gotten any gears? Because they're all being stolen by the red belt maker. Let's go and help out a little bit, let's grab all the red components we've got. There shouldn't be much in the system at all, because I had something very similar to this setup earlier. Let's also pinch a couple of those logistics bots. Add them to here. In fact, why not just... There you go, all part of one logistics network now. And say, I don't want them, I don't want them, and I don't want them. Now, you should be taken to the buffer chests now, right? Oh no, because I'm requesting them as well. Okay, let's try that again. I don't want them, I don't want them, I don't want them. Okay, so all the hundreds of yellow belts I've got in the system, they're on their way over here now. Yeah, 300 and, well, nearly 400 of them are on their way. So, that's cool. And we are not unnecessarily making red belts. And we are making blue belts. We are still waiting on the 80 gears that an Express Underground belt makes, but we're making them. Okay, so we've got belts. Now I just need to let that run forever and eventually I'll be able to upgrade my base. Okay, so the next big thing on the list is robot infrastructure. So I need to get engines to make electric engine units, to make flying robot frames. I also need batteries. Actually making the robots is kind of trivial once I'm at that point, and I also need to make roboports and the logistics chests. So should I do that? Alternatively, I could go for modules. I'm going to do modules first. So, I think, and I could be entirely wrong here, I think I am making enough red, green and blue circuits to make one Mark III module per minute. Oh, let's just throw it down. We'll work it out later. So what we'll do, we'll set up the ratios of actual buildings. So like this one here, we need 5 speed module 2s every minute, for which I believe that means we need like 2.5 speed module 2 machines, for which we need 5 speed module 1 machines. Okay, so let's set that system up. Give ourselves plenty of room. Okay, so this is what I have come up with. I think it's ratioed about as good as you're going to get. So we've got 5 machines making the level 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They pull green circuits from this belt here. And do they pull just greens? Or should I do that? No, they pull red and green circuits from this belt here. Then they each... So these 2 feed directly into this level 2 machine. These 2 down here feed directly into that level 2 machine. These level 2 machines should run full time. This one machine feeds directly into this level 2 machine. So this is running half time. And that's our 2.5 level 2 machines. Then that actually wants to be there and there, because each of these level 2 machines then feed directly into the level 3 machine, which also pulls in blue and red circuits from this belt. So this is blue and red, that's green and red. And then we should just be able to slam that down again, but then this time set it up for productivity modules. So I will do that, and we'll plug it in and see what breaks. Okay, so that's all plugged in, and I've given each of the level 3 modules a little output box as well, not connected to a logistics network at the moment, though I probably could. Is that close enough to connect? Yes, it is. Let's just pop that there then. That should stop the flashing and add it to the network. Okay, so let me watch this for a little bit, make sure it's all working. What am I requesting that I shouldn't be? That and them. Okay, yeah, the problem factor at the moment is the red circuits, which I'm not surprised about. I guess we could just add more. Did I leave myself enough space to add in another one? Yeah. Why not? I'm going to need lots of red circuits anyway, right? May as well. Okay, I think that's actually plugged in. I'm just waiting for some blue belts to be created to actually send the copper down. And then that should work. I should plumb the output into where it's going now. So I'll just do a little something like that. And that should work. That should double our red circuit production. Assuming we have the necessary inputs for it. Alright, something isn't quite working. Let's see what is the issue. I think, yeah, that belt's the wrong way round. As is that one. Okay, we're getting copper going through. We've got some things down here which aren't... let me... Not yet making inserters, so I do need to do that bit myself. Alright, I think we're good to go there. Okay, right, so that should allow me to tick modules off. Yeah, I'm just doing that now because it's sort of lumped under circuits in my mind. Okay, then what else have we got? I'll do batteries next, I think. Actually, one thing I am going to do is I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So please make. Oops, no. Do I want to do it there? I'm not sure I do. Actually, it occurs to me, if all of these are running full time, I'm actually making too much for one side of one yellow belt to handle. Because each one of 6 here makes 1 per second. So I've got 4 lots of 2 lots of 6. No, 2 lots of 4 lots of 6, which is 8 per second. And one side of a red belt can only handle 7.5 a second. Mind you, I am also not taking yet into account the fact that the blue guys only work at 0.75 per second. So we're okay at the moment. When we upgrade it, we'll have to upgrade the belts as well, but that is part of the plan. Why am I doing that all with underground pipes? That's better. Because I need to make some extra speed modules for the assembly machine 3s. Oh. We do have some speed 3s though. We've got 2 of them there, that's good. Oh, we've got 3 of them now. The thing is, are red circuits getting to the end of this belt? If they are, then I can pinch some extra, but I don't think so. So, okay, let's do this. 2 machines there, 2 machines there. These are going to be making extra speed 1s. Put that there instead, give it some power. Yeah, so those extra speed 1s, they'll go onto this belt, and that's what I will use to make my assembly machines, and I think I also need speed 1s for rocket control units. Now, I'm not doing science in this base, but I do want some rocket control units so I can make some nukes. So, there is that. Okay, also to help out with getting both productivity and speed modules, what I've done is I've got a little circuit network here. You can just see the Y being highlighted when I mouse over that. It connects the 2 output chests and the 2 inserters leading from the level 3 assembly machine to the chest. And the 2 inserters, this one is set to be enabled if we have less than or equal to if we have speed module 3 less than or equal to productivity 3, and this one here is the other way around. So that way, these inserters will only be enabled basically to keep these 2 chests evenly filled. Now it'll take a very long time for things to balance out, because of course these are only made 1 every minute, but it should help. Okay, so for batteries we need iron, copper and sulfuric acid. Well, we have iron and we have sulfuric acid right here. Don't know what happened to that belt. So it shouldn't be too difficult to get some copper over here as well, one would think. I think that is actually wrong. That wants to be an underground belt. Okay, I'll continue doing this with yellows for now. Okay, so how many should we make, do we think? Let's, I've got 10 machines. Oh, let's go for 8 again. Why not? Okay, so, in fact, should we just do... Now, I think if I do... If I just copy this, pop it down, like, here. Let's move it up a bit, give myself some room to work with. Switch these over to make batteries. Switch this over to make batteries. Is that going to work? Yeah, it can let me do that. Put these back. Okay, I need to make more inserters. Then I just need to connect this up to the sulfuric acid, which is over on this side now. And give it both iron and copper coming in on this line here. So something a little like that. And then that should be making batteries. Oh, we need power. Yeah, that should just be doing batteries for us now, right? Looks like it to me. Okay, so I can take batteries off. Alright, so what have we got left? Roboports and robots, flying robot frames, engine units and electric engine units, logistics chests, furnaces, refineries, chemical plants, centrifuges, radar, laser turret, belts. No, we've done belts. Pipes, inserters, concrete trains and train stuff, power poles and power stuff. So yeah, I think we're making good progress. I think we've done the bigger builds. We've got a few of the more complicated builds to do. They're not even that complicated really, because I mean, I think the one we'll probably have most trouble with is concrete, because we need a fair amount of concrete for things like the centrifuges and the nuclear stuff. And we need to find a way of getting iron ore in for that. I'll have a think about it, but I'm going to leave this episode here for now. So at the moment we are basically a circuit producing factory, and that is about it really. Yeah, we've got circuits, belts and batteries. Yeah, not a bad place to start. But yeah, as I said, I'll leave it there for now. In the meantime, I will say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again soon.